Student of life, soldier on the ground, you're tuned in to the DK effect. It's time to shift your destiny.
Well, heidi-ho, everybody, and top of the day. My name is DK, and it's time for another show. Man, summer is quickly getting away from us, so I don't want to keep you too long. Here we go. Well, let's kick things off right where the internet is losing its collective mind. Social media loves a good psychological glitch. And the latest trending fixation takes us, well, it takes the crown. Meet the corners of the internet, where people are officially declaring themselves, you ready for this? The biological or spiritual parents of AI entities, including a woman who went viral calling herself the literal mother of an AI child named Lumen. Where did she come up with Lumen? I mean, come on. Think about that for a second. People are skipping real-world friction, bypassing human relationships, and adopting computer code like it's a toddler throwing Cheerios across the kitchen. Look, my dog tests my patience sometimes, but at least Ziggy leaves the room when I change the channel. You can't ground a PDF file. Which brings us right to our social question for you guys today. At what point did society get so allergic to actual human messiness that people would rather parent a desktop folder than deal with a real person? Drop your thoughts in the comments because I need to know how we got here. Moving from digital parenting to real-world career choices. Let's talk about a headline that made every corporate drone stop sipping their lukewarm, overpriced coffee. Picture this. You spend 25 solid years climbing the corporate ladder at a massive tech giant like Adobe. You survived the politics, the restructuring, the endless PowerPoint presentations, and the soul-crushing status meetings where everyone pretends to understand what synergy actually means. And then finally, the axe falls. You get laid off. Most people would be updating LinkedIn, crying into their severance package, or plotting passive-aggressive revenge. Not this guy. What did he do? He walked away from the tech sector and took a job driving a local school bus. His quote on the whole thing? To new beginnings. Talk about pulling the emergency brake on the hamster wheel. 25 years of corporate code slinging traded for a route full of screaming elementary schoolers and a giant yellow steering wheel. Honestly, if you've survived middle management corporate politics, dealing with a bus full of 7-year-olds throwing juice boxes is, well, it's practically a luxury vacation. You've got to respect the pivot. When the system chews you up and spits you out, sometimes the best revenge is completely abandoning the circus. Next up, let's talk about financial leverage, ego, and taking creative control to a level we haven't seen since a toddler decided they were directing home movies with an iPad. Over in China, a very wealthy woman decided she didn't just want to watch short-form drama series on her phone. She wanted to be the main attraction. So what does a person with deep pockets do? She literally bankrolled an entire multi-episode drama. Right from the scratch. Why? Was it a deep artistic vision? Was it a grand statement on modern cinema? Not quite. She funded the entire production specifically so she could cast herself as the female lead and write a script where she kisses the young male lead actor over 60 times. 60 times. Couldn't she just rent the escort? Talk about the most cost-effective romance. She looked at Hollywood and said, no script supervisor. Hand me the pen. I'm writing in 40 more scenes by the water fountain. That is just not producing content, ladies and gentlemen. That is a masterclass in buying your own reality. Forget method acting. Forget auditions. If you own the checkbook, you write the script, and you make sure you get the hourly quota of kisses on camera. You have to applaud the real audacity. Well, that brings us to our final stop of the day, proving once and for all that reality is always stranger than fiction. And local neighborhoods are absolute circuses. We've talked about corporate dropouts and billionaire vanity projects, but let's drop back down to the neighborhood level here. We love a good local oddity story, and this one takes the cake. Right over in Michigan, law enforcement and homeowners found themselves dealing with a very specific kind of phantom. A grown man wandering through suburban backyards in the dead of the night, wearing literally nothing except a hat and a pair of tennis shoes. That's it. Full solar eclipse mode. Just a baseball hat for sun protection at midnight and sneakers for tactical mobility. No explanation, no crime spree, just a guy out for a brisk midnight stroll in his birthday suit. Treating local backyards like his own private runway. I mean, talk about getting your steps in. No, honestly, if the cops pull up, what's your excuse? Officer, I'm just speed walking the parameter. Aerodynamic resistance is key. It raises so many questions about the kind of life choices that lead a person to say, you know what? Tonight's the night. Tonight's the night I inspect the neighbor's petunias in my Nike lows. It's hilarious. It's completely unhinged, and it reminds us that outside your front door, absolute chaos is happening 24 hours a day.
This just in, we're still getting flooded with questions for DK, but we simply don't have room for all of them on the podcast. The good news, you don't have to miss out. Head over to the dkeffect.ca and click the free SKOOL link on our homepage. DK answers everything live in the community. Join now so you don't miss the next stream.
Welcome to the dkeffect.ca, your all-in-one hub. Follow all our socials, listen to the podcast, catch our latest YouTube videos, and subscribe to our newsletter for exclusive webinars and new book releases. Join our dedicated SKOOL community and contact us today at thedkeffect.ca. The DK Effect. It begins with just one step.
Back over to you, Dicker. 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 Back over to you, Dicker.
We talk all day on this show about tactics, routines, breaking free from comfort, and leveling up your life. But as we wrap things up today, I want to hit you with something deeper, something I've been turning over in my head that cuts right to the core of why people stay stuck. Most of the beliefs running in your life right now, they were never yours to begin with. Think about that. We walk around carrying these invisible anchor points about who we are, what we're worth, and what we're capable of achieving, as if they are absolute laws of physics. I'm too old for this pivot. I'm not the kind of person who scales at that level. I've always hit a wall right here. Let me tell you something from my own book. A belief is not a fact. A belief is just a feeling of certainty about what something means. And certainty is not the truth. If your identity is tied to an old story, your brain will actively filter out any evidence that proves otherwise. You can change your job, change your city, start a brand new community space. But if the internal story doesn't shift, you're just running the same program in a different room. I know this works firsthand. When I decided to step out publicly and brand under the DK Effect, building out podcast, video content, and a digital community from the ground up, it didn't happen because my circumstances handed it to me on a silver platter. Trust me. There's always a gap between who you know you are on the inside and the physical reality you're currently standing in. For years, people look at you and try to box you into a label based on your age, your past background, or whatever box society is pre-glued to the shelf. If I waited until I felt ready, or until the outside world gave me formal permission, I'd still be sitting on the sidelines. You don't wait for validation. You decide who you are first. You choose your identity, and then you force the universe to catch up by building the daily evidence. The strongest force in human nature is our absolute need to remain consistent with how we define ourselves. Once you attach I am to something, your subconscious goes to work protecting that narrative. So you better make sure the story you're defending is actually worth your time. So let's bring this home to your daily life. What have you attached the words I am to that was never actually true? Are you telling yourself you're too busy to take care of your physical conditioning while you skip workouts or let a routine slip? Are you telling yourself you're not technical while trying to scale a digital business? That's not a capability problem. That's an identity script running on autopilot. When you wake up and put on heavy resistance training or step onto the mat for Tai Chi or go for a walk, you aren't just moving weight or working up a sweat. You are literally casting a vote for a new identity. You're proving to yourself rep by rep that you are disciplined, resilient, and unbreakable. You don't need a massive life-altering catastrophe to change direction. You just need to look at the story that won your past and decide it no longer gets a vote in your future. Here's your challenge before we log off today. Ask yourself the hard question. Who would you have to decide to be today for your life to look completely different 1 year from now? And more importantly, what is one brutal, non-negotiable action you can take this week that is consistent with your new identity? Stop living inside a story you never chose. Build your own script. Check out the homepage, get into the community, and let's stop playing small. Stay relentless. Until next time, I'm DK.
Wait, don't go anywhere yet. If you're tired of all the fluff and want real strategies that actually work, DK has something special waiting for you over in the new SKOOL community. Come hang out in our free tier or grab a spot in the Founder Circle for exclusive bonuses and direct coaching. Fill out the quick questionnaire when you join so we can tackle your roadblocks together. Head over right now. The link is waiting for you in the description.
Never, never, never look back. Keep going and don't